Yay, we're recording.
We are.
Well, if I'm taking the respawn slot today, I should do a song, shouldn't I? Realistically.
You really should. I mean, it's the people expect nothing less.
Praising you as our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Praising you as our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Praising you as our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Night Demon. Night Demon.
There we go. There's our tune for the show.
There you go. Perfect. Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast, a show where we discuss tips, tricks, and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more. What makes us different? Well, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with the latest Destiny 2 information, news, and opinions. We encourage your questions and feedback. You can contact us either by twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com or on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. Now, on with the show.
Well, guys, welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, right? I'm the host, Respawn.
No. You've got your position wrong.
Outro. I know.
Your outro, he's intro, and I'm you today. So that's it. That's the rules.
So you're going to be irritated.
So I could just come in and go, oh my God, I'm terrified. I'm upset. I'm angry.
Now you have to do that, though.
I am. I started off.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you get food? You got to eat during the podcast. It's essential.
I've got drink. I forgot the food. I forgot the essence of the food.
Yep, I'm going to need you to have a full English breakfast here with you, so you can eat and enjoy while we're doing this.
Maybe I should order food to the hotel. That way, not only will they have to knock and disrupt the podcast, right? I'll have to get up, get it, come here, unpack it, and then eat it.
So it's part podcast, part ASMR experience.
There you go. Anyway, I don't see any notes or anything like that. Are we just going to the website as usual?
Parody's in charge of that. Parody's the leader of this show today.
No, he's not.
You agreed. You agreed. I'm sure you all agreed that this is the way you were going to do things.
Yeah, no, I'm totally on board with
I say nothing and just shout. Parody runs the show, and you're responsible throughout this time.
So hold on. Instead of me being my perky, bubbly self, I have to sigh repeatedly whenever I get aggravated?
No, you're Parody this week.
I am Parody.
Parody's me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought we were going to let him be himself because nobody could.
No, that was last week. We messed up.
When I got left out.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wouldn't let me play any reindeer games.
So I'm Parody. That means I just have to stay quiet and add insightful pieces of information every now and again to contradict whatever Respawn says.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're doing Respawn's rantless report.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like.
So any issues and things that you on the TWAB, you get to read that out this week. So I think it's
raid report because he still didn't get any raid drops.
So,
oh yeah, we can do that as well.
But
you're not allowed to rage about that. I will rage for you.
Yeah.
How did you know about that? You didn't watch the stream already.
Because the bot tells me when you guys raid. And it would also tell me if you got a drop, and you did not. Froggy got drops, you got nothing. Yeah, I saw you guys did another garden and another scourge, or I guess another scourge. And I don't know, was it your all's first time through garden? I don't remember.
No, this is our third time through garden.
Okay,
and it was listen to this: four people had never done the raid before, right? And I was like, because before we started the scourge, Fuzko's like, oh, I've never done that, and I was like, hold on, does that mean I get to teach you a raid? And he goes, yeah, looks like it. I was like. I paused and I was like, please don't be like Night Demon.
As you're having flashbacks to don't do this. You mean you do this? Don't kill this man. Oh, you mean kill this man? Got it.
It wasn't that bad.
So 5 of the 6 of us go over to start the Scourge of the Past, right? We needed a 6th, so we got a guy offline, right? He comes in, and as I'm trying to explain it to them, he comes in and does it more legibly. So I'm like, okay. You take hold, right? So he explains.
But was he British?
He was not. But with 4 people never having done this raid before, we got it done in less than 2 hours. Also, while we're on the subject, Fuzko, gonna give him a shout out because he apparently is one of my biggest fanboys.
No, he's not. He doesn't like listening to you.
Shut up. He's one of my hugest fanboys. He says out of everybody that listens to the show, he by far is the biggest fan. And for that, Fuzko, I thank you, since you're not here to defend yourself. All right.
So you mean when Pan and I say that, they try to watch the show on YouTube, and then you start talking, and then they just want to mute it and just watch the gameplay until you stop talking? That's what he means by biggest fan, just to be clear?
No, that's all Pan. Fuzko gets mad at Pan when he does that. Okay. You don't know this. It's just a little inside secret, but I'm informing you now.
Huge fan.
Biggest, actually. Like, he likes me more than I do. Okay.
Go on then, Perry. You take us away. You lead us. Lead us by the hand. Take us by the hand. Lead us into the garden, and let us play.
Let's play.
Into the garden, and then shoot the bow through the foliage. Wait, no, that was December. Sorry. Having flashbacks.
Wait, y'all never told me what we're reading from. Sorry. What are we doing? Oh, just this week at Bungie. I see it now.
Yeah, TWAB and the roundup. There's no.
Okay.
We're not professional here.
I'll give you a hint. We start off with next week in Destiny.
We do start off with next week in Destiny.
And you sent me a picture, so you know what's going on.
I did send you a picture.
Yeah, no, I see the picture. Go.
This week in Destiny, we actually have some flashpoints. Anna Bray got real lonely over there on Mars. She got real lonely. She wants us to join her. So Anna is requesting backup on Mars as it becomes the weekly flashpoint. We have a flashpoint. Also, Rasputin's third bunker unlocks on Io.
Delightful!
So go visit Anna, go see Io, and then Momentum and Showdown come back to the Crucible. So if you're still hunting, say, sniper kills or, I don't know, anything where you can one-shot people with the body, go play some Momentum next week.
And we won the Flashpoint quiz, didn't we? We 2 Titans got Titan right. Huzzah.
That's not Titan. That's
yes. No, this week was this current week is Titan. Next week is Mars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we guessed last week remember you were arguing that both of us guessed Titan, and you said we couldn't have that, and we just went tough because we're Titans. We choose Titan.
Okay, fair.
Bungie agrees.
Yes.
Bungie is Titan main, so I
think, to be honest, they might have listened to our podcast.
I mean, they're all sitting at home. They've got to do something with their days.
I really wish that at least one of them would listen to the podcast and let us know that they listen to the podcast.
You can't keep doing this interrupting. That's my job. You are parody, so you remember the thing. Be quiet until it's your turn.
Yeah, but I'm enabling you because that's what.
No, I already jumped in and patted us on the back for getting the flashpoint right. You can't jump in about other stuff.
Fine.
You already feel enabled, is what you're saying?
I'm enabled. Ah!
Very good. I like
Random screams every now and then, just to put you off.
It's for the best, but you have to scream about angry things too. You have to scream about something in particular, like the fact that this week at Bungie for April 2nd, 2020, we have nothing new on the Season of the Worthy calendar. They're like, hey, we gave you this calendar here. There's nothing new on it. The IO bunker is coming. We knew about the IO bunker. That's not exciting. There's legendary lost sectors. Yeah, there's still lost sectors. They just have more champions. There's no Grandmaster Ordeal Nightfall. There's no Guardian games. There's nothing else fancy coming. So
I'm angry.
IO bunker.
I'm angry. There's nothing else coming. When's it coming? I'm angry. Ah.
Yes. And this week, because Respawn loves it when they listen to our feedback, they'll be parsing through some of that feedback. Not all of it, just some of the feedback we've been seeing since the season launched and discussing next steps for Emblem stat trackers. And so I'm hoping what that means is they took all of our fixes into account last week because we fixed the entire game. I've seen people saying, "Oh, Bungie, Destiny's a bad place and the game's not good and the season's horrible and what does Bungie have to do to fix Destiny?" Which I feel like it was like 2 weeks ago, everybody was like, Destiny's in a great place. Everything's wonderful. So see, we fixed it all for them. They just have to listen to us. And everything will be great again.
I did have a little chuckle to myself. I don't know. I think it was Ascendant Nomad was the first one that kind of kicked it off with his YouTube video discussing trials, and that It wasn't power, was it? Was it power creep?
I mean, like just I think the skill creep,
That was it.
skill creep, power creep.
He was,
yeah,
he
just
was discussing
I mean,
the skill
yeah,
creep,
they're sort of one and the same.
which led us into discussing how to fix Gambit and Trials. And then literally every decent kind of YouTuber and podcast out there this week has kind of jumped on the bandwagon and done their own version of what they think that they could discuss to fix it. But we were there first.
We did
Yeah,
it first.
We already fixed it, so I don't know what they're waiting for. Just implement our fixes and problem solved.
Right.
A quick question though to you guys: a lot of the podcasts and YouTubers haven't kind of discussed what we were saying about like having 2 rings of abilities, so that once you've gone flawless, you're in a different ability ring to play. And actually, a Bontis on the Last Word podcast did mention it, but a couple of other people have just said, we want the casual players in there to basically play the game and get this and get that, and they've changed in their way that they discussed it. They changed it so that either tokens were done more frequently for as high up you get, so that the higher skill players play more games, or you just do bounties that reward you guns, or flawless chests give you like a roll of that weapon that you're seeking every week, or variations of it, a bit like the Sundial where you get to pick what weapon you want. And none of them kind of have taken it into account that casual players like playing the game mode, and we don't want to just be cannon fodder, or
we don't want to get beat up all the time, which is no fun.
Well, no, we don't want to just be the people that are in that playlist just to feed that playlist. The reason why we want to go in there is possibilities of maybe winning games and getting flawless ourselves. We don't want to have to just be the people always at the bottom. So a lot of people that I was listening to have kind of neglected the fact that us less skilled players do still want to go to the lighthouse. And apart from doing like recoveries and account recoveries and raffles on YouTubers, and maybe just getting lucky with LFGs and things, it's quite hard for us to get that. And right. I think they kind of, when you're at a certain level, you kind of forget that, like Destin Laguerre on Fireteam Chat, IGN's Fireteam Chat, was saying that he's been flawless every week. That's good for him because he's got the players, or he's got the colleagues that can help get him there every week. I'm not saying he's a bad skilled player, but for us people that are on the lower end that want to play the game mode and actually go in and possibly get to flawless and actually be matched against people that are of our own skill level, I think the 2 rings of play, or the 2 playlists, once you've gone flawless, you're in a different playlist, gives the opportunity for other players to actually be able to get flawless. And I'm sick and tired of those people that are highly skilled saying that's not fair, flawless chests or going to the lighthouse is an exclusive club. Well, swear word to you kind of thing, because it's our game as well as it is your game, and we want to play it. And if we want to match up against people of our own skill level, why can't we? If you build that into the game kind of thing, it's not exclusive.
It does kind of go back to what we talked about last week, though, doesn't it? About how that's supposed to be for the highly skilled players, right? And not necessarily for people that aren't that skilled. And
that's why I'm saying I'm swearing at them at this point,
right,
because
right.
That's not fair.
Here's the thing, though, right? Is that is for the highly skilled players, and I'm completely on board with that. What I'm not on board with is the streamers and the YouTubers complaining that all they have to go up against are people that are on skill gap. Guess what? That's the game mode you wanted. That's the game mode you have, right?
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. A lot of the people are saying, "Oh, we're suddenly realizing that, but we want all of you casual players to come and play, but we understand that you probably won't get past 5 or 7 wins, or even get a flawless chest."
Yeah, you're not.
But why not? Why is the game not set up for the fact that if at one point they're out of that loot pool or that player pool?
Why isn't the game set up so that everybody, regardless of skill level, can beat a raid?
You can.
No.
You can.
If you can't do the mechanics well,
That's
you
the
don't have a
thing.
good team,
A
you don't
raid,
do the
a raid is completely different because it's something that is mechanic based, or it's how you play.
Right,
It's something
but it
that
still
you can
requires a
learn
level of
over
skill.
time. No,
It
but
still
you can
requires a
learn
level
over
of skill.
time,
You
and
can
you could
learn
be a
Crucible.
you can be a really low level skill player and still manage to scrape through one of those raids.
You can be carried through one of those raids, is what
Exactly.
you're saying. You can also be carried through trials.
Right, but the raid you can get together. You can get 6 people, 5 of which have no idea what they're doing. Explain it to them, and in under 2 hours have success. You can't take 3 players, 2 of which 1 great PvP player, 2 decent PvP players, and in 2 hours go flawless in trials consistently.
No, granted, it's a different skill set. I'm not arguing about that, but it is still a skill set that you have to learn. PvP is just another skill set.
No, but
These
I'm
are
not.
pinnacle activities for a reason. Pinnacle being the key word there.
No, because that's where they mix this. They've got mixed signals. Pinnacle means, from what I take, it is that it's meant to be hard to achieve. Yet you don't get any good loot from the flawless chest, apparently. Whereas if you go and do the dungeon, you can get an armor piece that you can dismantle and get shards from. But it's a pinnacle reward. You can do your raids and you get pinnacle rewards, but they are a lot easier to do pinnacle wise than it is to do something in PvP.
You don't get any pinnacle rewards out of raids. Come on, look at Respawn over here.
That's not true. I am getting pinnacle rewards. They're just always boots.
You can't shout. I do the shouting.
I mean, I was listening to the massive breakdown. I was listening to Mercules and Kit Catch on the Massive Breakdown podcast this week, and they were saying, when Bungie came out with here's what we're doing with trials, they're going, here's a couple of very big obvious issues with that, and sure enough, we're seeing all those great big obvious issues with that. And I just wonder, again, we're all working for Bungie's all working from home. Things are obviously not as they are in the world. In the best of times, they need to do some work to figure out what's, how to quote save trials from all the people screaming about it this week. But just, I wonder, just, again, they've said that before. We're working on things. They're going to be slower than normal. So don't expect big, massive changes to come through in the next week. They're going to make changes, but Bungie works on their schedule as it is. And that's all only going to be slowed down by this COVID-19, keeping everybody away from everybody else.
I mean, you remember in Destiny 1, and you played trials. Now, if you played past your 7 wins and you carried on playing playing, you got the exclusive cat emblem, didn't you, for just constantly playing and playing and playing. And it was a random drop. And if you saw people with that cat emblem, you knew that they were kind of the pinnacle players, and there was something for them out there to get. And also with the adept weapons. I think if they implemented that and a different player pool, that once you did the flawless and you got into a different player pool, that would open up the game a hell of a lot to other players that want to play the game. You imagine, everybody with a chance to maybe go flawless that week, and it slowly matches you up on your skill level. And I'm standing by it. That I think that is the way that they need to go. I think that it should not just be, if you are top tier player, you get in every week and you're just waiting for the cannon fodder to be there to fuel your lighthouse. That's not fair, because if you don't include us in the possibility that we may actually win and go flawless, they are still people aren't want to carry on playing the game mode. I want to play the game mode just because I want to have a bit of fun and test my skill. And I'm not saying that shouldn't be part of it. I'm saying that I'd like to test my skill against players that are of my skill level, not when my first card, I'm going against 3 trials players with that red emblem going, I don't stand a chance, because they've all been flawless and I haven't.
And I mean, we haven't even mentioned the fact that trials again this week is even more bugged than it was last week.
Tell us about it.
The characters who, Bungie tweeted out on April 3rd, right before it went live for this week, that characters who do not have their Trials of Osiris weekly challenge will be unable to earn powerful rewards on their 3rd, 5th, or 7th Trials wins this week. The issue is expected to be resolved by next Friday, April 10th, 10 a.m. PDT. So we hope to fix it by
meant to be
next
patched,
trials.
wasn't it?
Yeah, the patch
this week. Yeah,
right. The patch they put in that apparently didn't patch things. Again, I'm not too concerned because I'm not getting any of those wins. But it's again, it's like again, Massive Breakdown made this point. Pan and I were talking about this a couple weeks back when Trials launched again. It's like, it's going to have problems. Don't expect it to be perfect. Bungie's going to do what they like to do and bring something back, in like the same broken form that it was when they, took it out of the game last or whatever. I don't know why. That seems to be sort of what they do. They're like, hey, here's the old code. Let's put it back in. Sort of as it was. It's going to have these same problems. You're going to have to wait until they work through them.
Yeah.
I also like how you said we're not going to talk about this and then have spent the last, 15 minutes talking about it.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
We fixed Trials last week.
Yeah, we did.
Trials last week. It's done.
We did. So yeah, go and listen to the whole breakdown of what we did last week if you missed it.
Now, getting back from our focused Trials talk to our focused feedback on the TWAB. So again, they're looking at Trials specifically because that's the big thing that everyone was clamoring for and came back this season. They're also talking about the card rewards. Just the lack of incentive around players to go flawless. There's no adept weapons. Your rewards are bugged anyway. There's no motivation to get later in those Trials tiers. We've beaten that horse to death, so we're gonna leave that horse over there, laying in the corner.
I think unfortunately a lot of PC players have been seeing a lot of disconnects and a lot of errors, haven't they? Which is fueling one side of the argument for different things that are happening with Trials and all these aimbots and all these different cheats that you can kind of do on PC specifically. And I was listening to a couple of podcasts this week. They were saying that I think it was like Aztecross pointed out he showed you there's an aimbot that you can download for PC, and he compared it to the amount of people that went flawless, and it was literally point for point the amount of people that have got this aimbot and the amount of people that have gone flawless on PC for that week. And it was just like, where does this kind of implementation of cheaters start? But Bungie do go on to explain that, don't they?
They do a little bit, yeah. I mean, they talk about the disconnections. They're looking into issues 1 where players are just getting disconnected in the middle of matches or in the middle of trying to do trials runs, just getting kicked midway through the card. At that point, you're screwed because now your team is down 2v3, and likely especially if you're trying to carry someone, you've now got one skilled player, one less skilled player against presumably 3 skilled players. You're going to lose that card. That's what's going to happen. Since we've resolved this issue, we are currently planning to enable rejoin in update 2.8.1. So they've apparently, if you get kicked and you can come back, it doesn't reset your score anymore. So they say they fix that and it'll be out in a future update 2.8.1. And again, they're still looking at the continuing rise of error codes since the launch of the season. It's one of their top priorities. They're working hard to figure out what's causing these different error codes that people are getting kicked out of. What's left is developing a fix and testing it. We're taking the appropriate time here to avoid introducing any further issues into the game. And, like you said, the third thing they go on to is fair play. Just PC seems to be rife with cheaters this week. I saw, Destiny Fun Police's stream was called Carrying Subs to a Loss on Game 7 to Cheaters, which seems to just be the meme this week. I've seen, a number of folks on Twitter, posting videos of, people glitching all over the map, just, people continuing running, I don't know what glitch or what cheat it is, where you just like run into a wall constantly or just run forward constantly and respawn every, 2 seconds. But it just seems to be PC sort of the wild, wild west right now. And, Bungie goes on to say, our anti-cheat is not visible by design as a security product. However, we regularly detect and remove thousands of malicious accounts from the PvP ecosystem. On the front lines, we continue to implement new anti-cheat improvements during patch releases. We don't include these in the patch notes for obvious reasons, and are always investigating new ways to keep people from cheating and upgrade their tech. Many of the cheats you will find in the wild have detections and countermeasures deployed or in development, with the work done constantly to keep them updated against new threats. Because cheap developers don't stop, we know we have to keep working to improve these systems. Note, this is a tricky line to walk because they don't want to punish any innocent players that have consistently high stats due to extreme skill, game bugs, or game logic exploits, which Bungie considers our fault. We are working with our platform partners to identify ways we can further strengthen our security, investigating ways in which people let you know, and they're working on a way to say if you've reported someone and they actually get banned, then they'll let you know. So you're not just sending reports into the void and going, I hope something's happening with this. Who knows?
Yeah.
And And they say, if you do run across someone who's cheating, don't put it on social media, don't put it up on Reddit, don't put it out publicly, but get the name of get the name, get their Steam ID, clan information, get the information, a good description of what you observed, what platform you're playing on, and then at the very least provide them a link to the post-game carnage report, the PCGR on Bungie.net, and if you can, some video evidence. If you're on a console, take a quick clip. If you're on PC, you've got the Xbox, console companion thing. Take it, take a quick clip of it to show them what you're seeing, because it makes it a lot easier for them to A, verify the report, and B, take action if it's obvious. Hey, here's an aimbot, here's a thing going on. I think it was Cool Guy pointing at people who had like a 99.2% like sniper efficiency across trials for a weekend or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm sorry, no one is that good. No one. You are cheating. Full stop.
I mean, Bungie do recognise the fact that if it's something that is a game glitch or a bug that is in the system, much like the cheeses that Cheese Forever kind of points you in the direction of, that sometimes that can be used in PvP, you will not get banned for that. I mean, it's not fair on other players, so try not to kind of get involved in that in PvP. But those kind of things that Cheese highlights aren't things that will get you banned.
Right, exactly. Like Bungie said, they consider those their fault. It's a bug in their game. You're not using a third-party piece of software to manipulate their game, which is why we need to bring Pan into trials with his, rural backwoods internet connection. Because if people can't see him, they can't possibly shoot him. It's a perfect plan. So get on your dial-up modems and let's go play some Destiny.
Oh my God! Please don't listen to what he's saying, guys.
Get on your hotel Wi-Fi and let's go play some trials.
Can I be angry again? I want to be angry again.
You don't ask. You just do it.
Ask permission. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't ask. You just do.
Well, I'm half Respawn, half me. I'm angry.
British Respawn. Angry yet polite.
Nice.
Bungie say at the beginning of the season, changes were introduced to stat trackers to give players more ways to express their achievements in Destiny 2.
Yes,
Pah!
they were.
Ha! What I say. We introduced weekly seasonal lifetime trackers, and these were completely optional to those who might want to have a clean emblem. With the overhaul of previous featured tracks were removed. Players were quick to highlight this as a pain point, which we are eager to address. Not my stat, not my one of my Iron Banner kills, no. But everybody else's ones that they were moaning about. I mean, who cares about fractaling donations? Honestly, really? Fractaling donations, over 2,500 Iron Banner kills whilst being under the influence of an Iron Burden. There, that's not back on the list, is it? Anger, throwing anger, shade, anger, shade. All of the anger, all of the shade. So, coming in update 2.8.1, which is coming later this month. Pah! Seasons, careers, forge completions. All of the trackers below are hidden if their value is 0. So Season 8 Season Pass rank earned. Why would you want that? Season 9 Season Pass rank earned. Again, why? Number of Tier 3 encounters completed in Reckoning. Okay then. Fractaling donations. Really? Really? Menagerie completions. Heroic Menagerie completions. Nah. Kills in the Haunted Forest. Really? Really? Seriously? There's no Iron Banner ones on there. Why is there no Iron Banner ones on there? Deepest branch of the Haunted Forest cleared. Completed branches of the Verdant Forest. Reverick light triggered during Reverie. Really? Candy collected. And recipes baked. Maybe recipes baked. I had about 400 of them. Count. So career, heroic missions completed. Right, kills as Sentinel, Striker, Sunbreaker, Arcstrider, Nox, Stalker, Gunslinger, Stormcaller, Dawnblade, and Voidwalker will all be put back. Crucible, yeah, haha, gold medals earned. Okay, fair enough. Longest glory winning streak. Total valor resets. Iron Banner rank. Now, my Iron Banner rank is good, but it's not as good as 2,500 kills whilst wearing an Iron Burden. Just throwing it out there
best
again.
In the country.
Yes, I am the best in the country, and I
right.
dare anybody to argue with me. Gold medals earned in Iron Banner. Iron Banner bounties
with
completed.
everything that he's saying. I mean,
You
as parody, I think Respawn is onto something here.
All of the trackers below are hidden if their value is 0. Wins in Trials of the 9. Flawless tickets in Trials of the 9. At least they're putting those back on. Because I've got a couple of those emblems that need those put back on. 7th column medals earned. Annihilation medals earned. Undefeated medals earned. We ran out of medals earned. See, these are good ones. These are ones that, show that you're a top tier player, which I can understand. As 2,500 kills whilst wearing the Iron Banner burden is a lot of things to do. And, 7th column medals, yes, they should be on there.
I mean,
We ran out of medals.
You're a masochist, though. Who wants to show off?
I want to show I'm a masochist. Ghost in the Night medals. This crown is my medal. I made this for you medal. Kills in Crimson Doubles. Oh, yeah, see, Crimson Doubles, yeah, get that one. Kills whilst under the effect. Oh, yeah, right. Kills under the effect of the Iron Burn. That wasn't there yesterday. Why is that there now?
See, they've listened to us. They listen to the podcast.
They don't.
Just for you, British Respawn. They put it in for you.
Damn it! I feel just like Respawn now. I didn't read it ahead.
More authentic than you were anticipating.
Right? Welcome to my nightmare.
Well, I'm not reading anymore. Somebody else take over. I'm anger in the corner.
First of all, Respawn would never put himself in a corner. He's way too proud for that.
No,
did I say
in the corner?
Did I say I'm putting myself in the corner? I said there's anger in the corner. I'm muting myself and shouting in the corner.
Again, Respawn would not shout or mute himself before he started shouting.
No, but I would normally mute you.
Oh, I see.
So we also have kills of final bosses in Escalation Protocol, available on Mars and Escalation Protocol emblems. All of the trackers below are available on the Luna emblems, the completion of Nightmare Hunts on Master Difficulty, the Pit of Heresy solo flawless completions, Gambit, your career infamy rank resets. Good, put that back there. I appreciate that one. Raids, the Prestige Leviathan clears, the available on. They need to learn how bullets work. Available on Leviathan and Guided Games emblems is the Prestige Eater of World completions. Available in the Eater of Worlds and Guided Games emblems is the Prestige Spire of Stars completions. And available in the Spires of, that's available in the Spires of Stars and Guided Games emblems. Bungie, figure out how bullets work. There's a hierarchy. Use them, love them, enjoy them. And strikes,
you can't get
your Nightfall Challenge completions will be there as well.
So we understand slowly turning into Respawn at this point.
There may be a few stats that are not present that you're interested in returning. To be clear, we have a hard cap on how many stats we can have listed on emblems, so you're not going to get them. Sad for you. But please continue to give feedback of what you'd like to see, and we'll keep you in our hearts and think about you.
I'm angry. I'm angry because I can't remember what stats I want to back on because they've all gone. So if I knew what had gone, I could say I want that back.
Yo, that's a legitimate problem. You're making fun
that's
of
what
me.
I'm saying. No, I'm not making fun of you.
Problem.
No, as he was saying that, I was actually
me remembering things is an actual problem. You can't make fun of that.
I wasn't. It was genuine. Like I reacted as you would react in the podcast, going, "Hang on a minute. If I don't know what's missing, then I can't know what
exactly.
Exactly.
Because when I came across the Gambit Lifetime one, I had 9 resets on that game, and then you just took it away, just like the gold, the Shaxx Make Shaxx Proud one. They had like the gold medals. I had a 7th column on that. I had some decent stuff that I had done once, and they just took it all away. They're like, no, you get nothing out of this. It's like it made the emblems useless, especially the special ones where you got from doing a cool thing. It's like, nope, you can now put anything on these, like your total kills in the entire world or the total times you've used your head to bash things to death. I don't know.
I mean,
I appreciate their thinking behind it, but
I agree.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there is a positive point to all this, right? So I've only done 3 clears of the garden at this point, and I have the emblem, which is a really cool emblem.
And how many on your other characters?
But I don't want people to know that I've only cleared it 3 times. So I just put my game my not the gamer score, the thing that you get inside Bungie, Triumph score. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I put that on there, which is way more impressive than how many times I've beaten Garden of Salvation. So I mean, there's
I think on my Save 14 one, I put the total kills I've gotten in lifetime or something. It's like, yeah, this is an absurdly large number. Let's put that on. Why? Why not? It's dumb. It's there. They're clearly counting this. I don't know why, but hey, good job, Bungie.
Psst, Parody. It's now time for Respawn's Rantless report.
Okay, so get to it. Go for it.
Lists. All right. So Polaris Lance fix fun with Nightfall bugs. That's not it.
No, just read under the magnifying glass.
What? Oh, is that the title?
It is.
There it is. Gotcha. All right. So let me focus my inner dyslexic self. Stand by. Forgetting how to read. Forgetting how to speak.
It goes right to left and down to up.
Right to left and down to up. All right. So under the magnifying glass, no stone is left unturned when the Destiny player support is on the case. When issues begin to trend, they disperse, troubleshooting articles, but also dig deep to diagnose the issues. This is their report. Dun dun dun. I feel like there should be like a right there in that spot. Oh God, what's it called? Special Victims Unit. What's it called? Law and Order. There should be like a Law and Order. Dun dun dun. Like right there. You know. This is their report. Anyway, on Tuesday, March 31st, we released hotfix 2.8.0.2 to the world while maintenance was underway. We incorrectly noted 2 items in the 2.8.0.2 patch notes. A fix where bunker upgrades on the season pass are only unlocked on 1 character. A fix where the first weekly clear of a legendary lost sector won't award a powerful drop. I actually came in contact with this week during the move.
So these 2 fixes weren't actually fixed.
Correct. Hold on, my microphone is doing the thing.
Yeah. So they said these were fixed in 2.8.02. They were not. They will be fixed later. Or
they will not.
Stop taking over his section. He's got to say things like this. I know. Stop the urge. You're me this week.
Yeah, but that means you should be interrupting me. Yeah, sigh. Current known issues. While we continue investigating various known issues, I've lost my space. There we go. Here's a list of the latest issues that were reported to us in our #help forum. We are continuing to investigate increased Watcher Crest and Newt errors. I've never seen those, so that's new. We have identified an issue with the Fellwinter's Helm exotic helmet that allows players to emit a detonation impulse that blinds and weakens enemies on any kill. We have disabled this exotic until a fix can be deployed at a later date. That's 2 out of 3 exotics disabled. Titan,
No, your one's back. Don't be silly.
What? Yeah,
your harness is back. It's fine.
I never said that they were both disabled now. I just said that's 2 out of 3 that have been disabled.
Yes, but I'm angry that you're bringing it back up, so just get on with it.
It's a valid point. I support your
Parody
in this.
I mean, Respawn. Somebody, just get on with reading it.
I support you, Respawn. I think your anger is validated. Good job. And you've made me lose my place. There we go. Okay, we're investigating reports of players who have their emblems blacked out completely with power appearing as 0 in the roster lab of the director. Okay, side note.
Yep, saw that all of last night.
On Xbox too?
Yeah, interestingly, for me, it was Pan. For Pan, it was blue. And once again, I was left out. I showed up all the correct power for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't affect anything, but yeah, the entire night he was at 0 power with a black.
Yeah, because that happens all the time on PC. It's been happening actually for weeks. Multiple
problem
weeks.
Is you can't inspect a player. You can't join a player. You have to.
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
They can join you though. You're on PC. That's where all the cheaters hang out. If you don't want to be a cheater, don't play on PC.
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. I thought it was only happening on PC, but if it's also happening on Xbox, I guess this is a bigger issue than what I.
To be fair, he's out on rural internet, so it's basically like playing on PC. It's a very similar experience.
What?
Just get on with it.
Fair enough. The level 32 PDS upgrade can only be used to clear the bunker by the character who unlocked the EDZ bunker. Kind of a weird flex there, but okay. Rasputin's daily Seraph weapon can only be claimed on the character players were on when rank 92 of the season pass was unlocked. This cannot be claimed on any of the characters. Okay. I thought it was always like that though. Whenever you claim weapons on the characters, you can't claim them from the others, but perhaps I'm wrong.
No, but that doesn't make any sense, and I'm angry about that because if I've got a season pass that's across all 3 characters, why can't I claim it on the character that didn't get to rank 92 for that specific time and day?
Before though?
No.
Like, quick question. They haven't done that before, right? So
no, because if say I got to rank 100 and I locked everything on my hunter and I swapped over to my titan and I decided I wanted to go and get the stuff that my hunter unlocked, that's fine. You can go and claim that. But what they're saying is if you go to the Seraph bunker and there's a Seraph weapon that you can claim on a character each day, that's part of the rank 92 reward, and because my hunter was the one that unlocked it at rank 92, my titan
you're talking about
cannot
Seraph bunker.
Yeah, my titan can't claim that weapon. I'm angry about that.
I thought it was like the rewards for your season pass.
Again, that's why I'm angry that I'm clarifying it for everybody that didn't understand. Anger,
rage, saltiness, blarg.
Interrupt people.
Nice. The Cloak of the Exiled Trials armor is not glowing properly when going flawless in Trials of Osiris. Defending an enemy with the ranged Celestial Fire Warlock melee ability does not trigger the Warlord's Sigil perk on the Winter's Guile exotic gauntlets. The lore piece by Thy Tongue Be Damned is not properly unlocking for players, and there goes our spot on iTunes. For a full list of emergent issues in Destiny 2, players can review our known issues article. Players who observe other issues should report them to our help forum. If you deserve...
And all the players who deserve issues cannot report them to the forum. They do not care about your issues. Right. Moving on.
Is there more I have to read? Spinning Up, is that also me?
Nope. That's it. That's you. That's you done.
That's the movie of the week that you never listen to anyway because no one tells you about them.
That's correct.
Probably could read the bit at the bottom though.
As the days and weeks beginning to meld together, as a local weather station put it, we've entered the month of April. The sun continues to rise and fall. It's becoming a little difficult to keep track of what day it is. Thankfully, we have Destiny 2 to bring us together during these times of isolation.
Agreed.
Sometimes, the only thing I have to remind me what day it is every Thursday the Mainstay blog article. I'd like to take a moment to highlight the essential workers of the world. While we're all together, we couldn't do this without you. You are all legends in our eyes. You're helping keep the world spinning in times of crisis, and we cannot thank you enough for your efforts. We're cooking up some initiatives on our side to amplify the good in this world. More on that soon. Get ready to buy more shirts and donate more money.
Yeah. And that was DMG, wasn't it?
We forgot the most important part of the entire Destiny experience this week, though. We've completely glossed over because I forgot to put it into our little link list here that I've now rectified.
Go on then.
Have you listened to the Shaxercise mixtape?
I have not. I did see you put that inside the thing, though.
Have you enjoyed the Shaxercise mixtape?
I did not.
Did you read the story behind the Shaxercise mixtape?
I did not.
I really did think this was going to win Movie of the Week, but it can't really win Movie of the Week for just music, I guess.
Well, it's also theirs, so I don't think they could award themselves Movie of the Week. That seems like cheating.
I suppose if somebody had kind of done a montage of people dancing, a bit like Husky Rave Group would have done.
Yeah, there's someone out there working on some sort of Shaq's Rocky montage, and if not, please take the suggestion and go for it.
Yeah, run with it. We don't care. It's free. It's there.
So,
but can I just say something?
No, you just interrupt. Just scream and interrupt. Come on.
Anger, vile hate. I'm just the idiots in the world. I'm just hitting my mic now. Idiots of the world. please stay in, for God. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying this, because the people that listen to the podcast are probably intelligent people that stay in. It's the idiot neighbors that you see out that are going to go and have a party. I mean, how many people do you want to be infected by? Why are you going to a park and having sunbathing with other people? Just stay in. It's safe.
Or even worse, here on the news last week, there was a group of people somewhere, I can't remember where, but common consensus it's New York. They got together in a
Florida.
no, it wasn't Florida. It was a gathering of people to spread awareness for coronavirus, like 10,000 people deep. I'm like, are you serious?
I'm not sure awareness was what they were spreading there.
Exactly.
I
Idiots.
honestly don't understand where people are coming from with the fact that they're not heeding advice to stay in. It's essential to go and get food, medical supplies, but just stay in and stay safe. And if you see somebody else, just tell them to stay in and stay safe, because it's not good. It's
See, the problem is these people clearly don't have a video game like Destiny 2 in their lives.
No.
If they had a game like Destiny, they would be grinding for loot.
Tell
can
them
grind for
about
loot
Destiny
in your house.
It's free
for so many hours a day. It's free to play. You can put on this mixtape. You can listen to the hard work by the folks at Bungie. Who
I did not know that.
Yes, it's still free to play. It's always free. New Light's free to play forever.
What do you mean you
That's
don't
the
know
entire
that?
thing. There's if you had looked at your favorite trial streamer to collect your glimmer and your experience every week as they fail at trials, getting knocked off by cheaters, you would see that there's a small ad for Destiny being free to play on every one of those little extensions on Twitch. So it's still free to play. And you can listen to your Shaxx mixtape that people worked really hard to figure out a way. How can we work into the lore that Shaxx would have a mixtape? And that Zavala needs to stay motivated by Shaxx screaming at him.
This is Shaxx we're talking about.
And
not that big
Zavala's knitting habits. I mean, come on, this is all good lore work going on here.
It's just angry to hear people just be quite blasé about it. And fortunately I live in an area where we're kind of out in the country kind of thing, and it's not affected in this area, although people are still wearing the masks and the gloves and things. But to hear other people be quite blasé about it in the area, like, oh well, what's all this fuss about? All I hear on the news is this death and that death. But if it was in your area, in your face, if you had to live with it, like the unfortunate people of New York and a lot of the other places that are really hardly hit, then you'd be paying more attention to it. You don't want to infect your brother's sister's cousin who's had a 5-month-old baby kind of thing. You don't want to pass it on to your 92-year-old grandparents. It's just, you should stay in, you should stay safe, you should play games, and you should tell other people to just stay in, stay safe as well. But in the same kind of breath of being angry, I want to say thank you to everybody that's kind of banded together, all the essential workers, the people of the NHS, the people of the American healthcare, any healthcare around the world. These people are actually fighting it on our doorsteps for us. And we've taken casualties in our NHS, and I'm guessing you guys over there have taken casualties in your health service and health services across the country. And anybody that's doing an essential job to help others try and tackle this, you're doing a wonderful job, and just keep up the good work, basically.
Yep.
So stay inside and make their jobs easier. Because just in case you've been living under a rock, like say the governor of Georgia, you can be asymptomatic for up to 2 weeks. And what that means in the small words is you can be infected. You can have the virus growing inside you. You can have 0 symptoms. And 2 weeks from now, you'll get sick. And possibly everyone you've come into contact with 2 weeks from now, which is a surprisingly large number of people. When you think about, all the places you've gone in a day, all the people you brushed by in the grocery store, or the people you had to squeeze by trying to get your last roll of toilet paper, all of those people you're coming into contact with, you are a vector possibly for every single one of those people. Even though you feel fine and you're young and you feel healthy, 2 weeks from now, you could be sick and you've now infected countless other people. Don't be one of those people. Stay inside. Stay away from other people. It's not that hard. For years, your parents have been telling you to go outside and get some sunlight and, be outside. Just sit on the couch. Sit on the couch and do nothing. You've got the internet. You've got Netflix. You've got Destiny. You've got books to read. You've got things you can do inside. Just stay inside. Inside's great. Don't go outside. Outside is stupid.
I agreed to all of those things. And on the airplane ride over here, there's a movie that was playing on the airplane called Outbreak. It's a 90s movie. Go watch it.
No,
Okay?
I don't.
Outbreak or Pandemic, which are both, I think, like,
Both of them.
Netflix is like,
Watch
hey,
both.
these are
Don't limit yourself.
top tier right now. Oh, really? Everyone's watching these? I can't imagine why.
Yeah, right? Good Lord.
So, shall we move on to my section? My angry, no,
Yeah.
not my angry section. It's not an angry section. It's Respawn's report roundup, but it's Night Demons news, as I like to call it. Ha ha.
It could be an angry section if you put your heart and soul into it.
Or you just thought about what you're reading for more than 2 seconds and had a reason to be angry.
Cosmo says they have plans. They have plans, apparently, being made on making seasonal exotics available again. They'll share some more details when they can. Reddit link. Matches not counting towards Iron Banner, Crucible, and Gambit quests is an issue being looked into. Reddit link. The team is definitely aware of the feedback around being stomped by bosses not being enjoyable. Sorry.
God.
They're only just aware of this. I'm sure it's been
Yeah.
since Destiny 1. Cosmo will give feedback that players would like to see snipers retuned in a future update. I don't know how those two things tie in together, but they do apparently.
Well, they have to use snipers because you can't get close because the stomp mechanic,
So
obviously.
they're looking into banners not working between Serif events. Okay. Error codes are still being worked on. Oh, those are both Reddit links. Token farming issues in trials are being looked into, as we heard in the twab. Mod slots to armors are being added retroactively. So this question that we asked last week about the armor, like the faction armor that's come back, that's going to be this season the worthy, will have its mod slots retroactively added. So that's answered our question that we asked last week. Which
so I lied to Pan and Blue. Ignore what I said. I lied to you because Bungie lied to me.
No, they didn't lie to you. We said this last week that they didn't say whether it was going to be retroactive, but they have now said it's retroactive, which is good.
Yeah,
so you can hang on to those high stat armor pieces.
But Bungie lied to us by giving us years of experience of them not retroactively changing to make us think.
You know what assumption makes. Yeah. So you guys know on when we did play trials and we did kind of tie with the other team, and it was based on who hit who in the kind of Destiny universe first. If I got a melee on the other character before they managed to melee me, we'd win, vice versa. So on how games are decided in trial wins, there is something that we're currently investigating. It's currently set up that whichever team gets the first kill wins the first match, but it feels really bad to kill somebody in a frame and 2 frames after that one, lose the round, or even get a clutch grenade that kills them from the grave, or a second or 2 after that makes you feel unrewarded. So they're going to look into making a tie round like it is in comp at the moment. And they'll share more details when they know more about it. Titan bubbles not generating orbs on Ward of Dawn pop are being investigated. Twitter link. It's been investigated while some players have an artifact bonus in Iron Banner. Twitter link. Did you guys see this? I saw this in Iron Banner, that last week, and I took a couple of screenshots. It was really weird that some people on the opposite team were showing up with like 1,000+ light in one game, and then the next game they were back down to 1,000. So the artifact was being taken into consideration for some players. They would literally one-shot you with like a hand cannon, and it shouldn't be that hand cannon kind of thing. Very interesting. You won't earn any trials tokens if your consumables are full. Twitter link. If you find a team teammate in LFG and they start cheating, report them and ditch them. Twitter link. That shouldn't really be a Twitter link. That should just be in the TWAB. If you see somebody cheating, don't jump on the bandwagon. Report them and leave. They're currently investigating enabling rejoin for trials, which we've talked about, and that's a forum link.
And you finish the match and then leave and then report them? Can you do it in that order?
Probably not advised. Maybe die and take some video footage so that you've got some footage on.
Play. Make sure you can stay with them, but make sure you play poorly enough so it's obvious you were not cheating.
Yeah.
And there you go.
just let yourself die. Yeah. Okay.
DMG. They've been talking to the team about the token system, reward pass, and more. I'm guessing this is for trials. While Dylan, DMG, can't make promises when things will be addressed, he can say this: we want trials to be the best experience it can be. It's not going away anytime soon. A few general notes included. Reddit link. Yep. Desirable rewards will be coming at the end of the card for the next few weeks. This should prevent any early card farms and push players to go for 7 wins or flawless. I can't turn in tokens without X wins. They hear you and they're passing around ideas. So that means if you can't get to 3 wins, you can't turn in your tokens for that week. So, that
kind of makes it even worse for the casuals, doesn't it?
Skill creep. So while this happens naturally as players come in and out of the game, there are opportunities for us to slow it or get more players back in the fight. And before a large amount of people say no, remove skill-based matchmaking from every aspect of the game, I hear you. This section just helps to illustrate how players bleed from the game when getting stomped on by frequent other players out of their skill band. Dylan talks at length about Iron Banner quests.
I think the only people that complain about... Sorry. I think the only people that really complain about skill-based matchmaking are the higher skilled players.
No.
Shut up. Stop complaining.
No. I would...
What do you mean no?
I would rather match against people of my skill in Iron Banner or... No, not Iron Banner, in Trials and in Comp.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Why are you saying remove skill-based matchmaking?
I'm not. I'm just arguing for arguing's sake. Remember, I'm you. And
No,
I've got the totally end of the wrong end of the stick, remember? Like you do. Moving on. Dylan talks at length about the Iron Banner quests and feedbacks around it.
I'm not an idiot. I'm just angry. Use your damn logic, man.
No, but sometimes you do make mistakes. The team is hammering out server issues. Reddit link. They've been seeing some chatter on cheats with incredibly high download counts. Bungie security team asked Dylan to relay that some of the downloads being discussed include aggressive malware. If you see a potential cheat program that can be used in Destiny, please report it to the reporting suspected cheating contact form. Sharing these things publicly is not advised. Again, we've kind of gone over that already. And they did have an anti-cheat thing in the TWAB.
I just wanted to mention that I've seen the Seraph Tower banner not actually, working between Seraph Tower events.
That's been happening since it was just on the EDZ though.
Yeah.
Like you get it that initial time, but after that you don't get it anymore, and that's so aggravating.
Yeah, for me it's hit and miss. It works sometimes and then doesn't work other times. Like you just can't interact with it like the EDZ obelisk.
Mm-hmm.
So back to your 19 report. You can't deal with children. You have no children. It's fine.
Cosmo. Right now they are planning to continue to improve the seasonal model rather than trying to pivot back to a couple of releases a few times a year with long content droughts in between. Reddit link. He will share the feedback with the sandbox designers regarding the help that rocket launchers currently need. So I think that was, I believe I read this on Reddit, that people were saying that having one in the tube in some rocket launchers isn't helpful. Maybe we could go back to the Destiny 1 version of maybe having 2 rockets in the tube. But then that would kind of upset the Truth rocket launcher. Yes, no, yes.
What are you trying to say? I'm having difficulty trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
Well, I think the argument on Reddit is that they want rocket launchers to have 2 in the tube rather than just the 1, or in some rocket launchers.
Good.
That's a good thing.
Truth has 3.
Yes, but then there's a reason why you have that exotic.
Because it's got aggressive tracking and horseshoes and hand grenades.
Because in PvP, when you pick up the heavy, doesn't it give you 2 rockets to start off with?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I just want to mention though, one of the things in this Reddit link says reduce self-harm from rocket launchers. No, that's why they're there. So you learn.
Yes. Yes. Also, so you can't point blank use it against somebody that's trying to kill you and you come out unscathed. That's not how that works.
Okay, so the Nightfall is definitely bugged. We haven't mentioned this yet, but there are several YouTube videos making people aware that at the moment the Nightfall is bugged and you can get double the amount of loot. So this
Love it.
doesn't mean that you have to do the higher tier ones, but you do have a chance of getting a lot more from the higher tier ones if you do them. But you can still do like the 1,000 Nightfall and still get good rewards as long as you take out those champions on the way.
You sure can.
They aren't rushing to fix it, so enjoy it for the rest.
Nice.
Enjoy it for the rest of the week. It's specifically the Warden of Nothing, and Cosmos believes it to be fixed before the rotation, before it's in the rotation again. But feel free.
Leave it alone.
But feel free to go ham for now. They'll let the team know that the community would like to see some kind of PvE activity bonus rewards in the future. So
yes,
there is a possibility that this may bleed over into next week's Nightfall or another Nightfall in the rotation.
And I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm curious if it's something specific about that strike as the Nightfall, or if it's just the Nightfall in general. Whatever it is, it'll be bugged. I guess we'll see come Tuesday.
They're still working on a fix for the Polaris Lance. Just forget about it. Just drop it. What is it that they were going to do to the weapons? Put them away, put them in a box, and hide them for 6 months. Do that with that one. They're looking at a bug. They're looking at the bug. It looks to be making the change could impact other weapons that have multiple types of projectiles, and they are making sure that they aren't any side effects caused by the fix. So
that's right.
It will break the Telesto.
The Polaris Lance shoots Telesto.
Yeah, but if you fix that, it's just going to break the Telesto even more. It's not going to go out in the next update, but it's currently scheduled for the one after that. Reddit link. Apparently, there is an issue with the Fighting Lion. That is a Reddit link, and as per Respawn, I am not clicking it or telling you what is the problem. I'm going to leave
the
that.
explosion radius is minimized.
Damn it. We'll let the team know that Trial's powerful rewards fix is not properly working, as we already know. Issues where all the Guardian Games triumphs are completed before the event should be fixed before the event goes live. Yeah, there was a couple of YouTube videos that pointed this out, that there's some of the triumphs already completed and some of the armors being completed. The
play this activity already did.
Yeah.
What?
On fun in Destiny. See source for full context, and it's a forum post. But
you have to scream about how there isn't any fun.
I have fun. You have fun. It's,
no Respawn. You have to scream about how there isn't any fun. This is your moment.
I never scream about how it's no fun.
As many have stated already in the comments, many people find different things fun. As we always say, we're always looking to create a menagerie of activities to give different people or different flavors of fun for players depending on their mood or how far along they are in the progression. Some players enjoy collecting everything. Yep. Others like the feeling of overcoming a really difficult encounter, and many just like to recline back and mow down some monsters with space magic. We definitely didn't expect most players to increase the artifact by 30. The legendary lost sectors are set at 1,000 power, not 1,030. We expect them to be challenging early on. I think we've already covered this. The bunkers scale up with how it's similar in Gambit works. So they will maintain the similar difficulty at 750 and 1,000 plus. And they're looking at having the bunkers upgrade. We're looking to have the bunkers upgrade be a way for you to make the activity become easier to clear rather than just a power level alone. A giant robot backing you up is hopefully doing that trick. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, but you got to buy it first. That's the thing.
Thanks for the feedback on the XP. I'll share it with the others on the team. We've seen a lot of feedback asking to increase the XP gains on completing activities. If there are any issues affecting the application of the artifact power, I think we would be seeing a ton of reports from the community. If you're having any evidence of that increased artifact power is making your weapon do less damage, please send it over. And I believe that is my report over and done with.
Now, as far as like the bunkers go, have you guys noticed how difficult the one on the moon is with the 2 overload champions and the freaking shielded champion that's also shielding the overload champions all in the same freaking spot?
Please, sir, could I point you towards a sword? End of discussion.
Yeah, the sword doesn't help when they're shielded.
Oh, it does.
Mm-hmm.
the sword for overflow champions or overload, it is the only way to go. I was trying to use SMGs and things, and no, the sword is the one true answer.
For them, it's fine, but when they're being shielded by the servitor right next to them, it becomes
you kill the servitor first.
More difficult while they're shooting you. Well, okay, if you're going in not solo, that might be doable. But my dumbass was going in there solo trying to get this done, and it was
no. I've run Bungie solo like every day this week.
Have you?
Yeah, I've died a lot. I just take.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, take the servitor out of range. You die a couple times. There's no penalty for dying. The damage stays across deaths, so there's literally no penalty to die. So I just go and take my pot shots at the servitor, kill him first, and then go wail on the other two with the sword, and done.
After death, but they heal when you die.
All
3 of them heal when you die.
I'd say that's a you problem.
Yes.
Well,
if you let the shielded guy get his shield off, which is what he normally does when he kills you, he'll regain his health. Same thing with the overload champions.
Well, you have to kill one at a time.
Yeah.
Good hunter.
I do have something else that I can add. That apparently there is an interview with Bungie on how they're coping with the coronavirus and the way that they're developing the game. And there's a couple of snippets from the interview, and I'll link it in the show notes. We're going to have to take it a day at a time, and I'm sure there are certain things where if we stay in lockdown for months and months, there are obviously certain types of things that you cannot do, like motion capture shoots. Then you really have to get into more intensive workloads that are involved in making games, the workloads and the tools that are needed by artists, animators, engineers, and making sure that they have time to set up in their homes to be fully productive for that long time of period. Apparently, they've set up beefy laptops in their homes, and they've called them developer-grade laptops for people working from home. So they've been able to work, really, really hard to get those set up. Basically, having a full-on workstation capable of, working at home for what they normally do in studio. And they found that quite hard, to set up. And they've literally set up a couple of hundred of these machines for people to work on. So,
good God,
they're working hard to keep this game going in the middle of this pandemic. So, congrats to them. They are.
Yeah, but between us, do you know how expensive that is?
Well,
very, depending on what they're making these out for.
Having a game that can play, having a laptop that can play Destiny is already getting pretty expensive. But when they talk about developer grade, that means you have to have like the highest level of processor and tons of RAM for rendering.
You say this, but it also goes on in the interview to say another thing that they're going to throw out there is Google Stadia. And it looks like that it's going to be their test solution. Getting playtests at scale is a hard thing to do and a lot of bandwidth involved. So they've been collaborating with Google to set up that, that they can actually do something to help, play test the game. So there's a good thing for why Google Stadia is around in Destiny 2.
Stadia players, this is your moment to shine. We're all counting on you.
Well, I mean, let's not go that far.
That's really funny, but you can't bring people in or get people together to play test if you can't get them anywhere. But yeah, Stadia is, you're bandwidth dependent, so you're going to see any kind of bandwidth issues. And I mean, presumably you can't do too many hacks to it, like PC. That's really the number of challenges you've got to be facing above and beyond just coping with, say, your entire family being at home for months on end with you.
Oof.
To build a video game at this scale or do anything at this scale is got to be challenging. I mean, we're all it's fascinating. I mean, fascinating, horrifying, whatever. Just the level of all of our lives being upended right now.
Oh my God, they're coding, and then you know what? That's what's wrong with the game right now. They're coding from home. They get up to use the bathroom or grab a drink, and their kid comes in and freaking rolls his forehead across the keyboard, and there's your new Bungie code.
I just like to say who we haven't heard from in a while, though, that I really think we need a new word from in this next update is the Telesto. Telesto's been a little quiet in recent weeks, so I'm a little worried about it.
Telesto has not been quiet. It just hacks itself out of any and all news articles, including ours. Every time we've mentioned Telesto, when he goes to edit it, it will no longer be there. And he'll be like, why is there just empty space here? Now you know.
Telesto is mind reader.
So, Parody, have you got any tips, tricks, guides, and builds for us this week?
Go play Trials on PC. It works out great. There's no issues with it. Problem solved.
You didn't do my side of the thing, did you?
Well, as I learned I was doing your side of the thing moments before we started, not so
No,
much.
you
No.
didn't. There was a conversation in the band chat.
Yeah, no, I was replacing a toilet yesterday while we were having that conversation. So you can say there was a conversation. It was more me scrolling through to see what time are we recording on Sunday, as I'm trying to figure out how I can best go to Home Depot and not infect myself during the process.
Rookie.
So yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there's videos about how Trials is only going to get worse. There's videos about how what you should know about Trials, and yeah, so Trials. It's all Trials this week.
No, yeah, and I've tried to kind of cut those out of the ones I'm going to suggest because I knew that you probably wouldn't have prepared any, so I've already prepared some.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I like to cover all bases. I even had prepared everything that you would have done as well. Hunter Master Race. Because you were that close to not showing up today.
I was. Also, when you read my section, the pauses and the dramatic effects, it wasn't perfect, but
Yeah.
But it was a good start. I'm kind of impressed with the way you read it a little bit. I mean, I got some notes for you,
Okay,
but
we'll discuss that afterwards.
good job overall.
So Astacross has got a Kepri Sting 100%, 150% buff, one-hit melee build for you to check out. And yeah, this is going to be quite...
Not just him. Imtash has one now too. I don't know if you saw
No, but I'm going to link the Astacross one for people to look at. Because
I am not complaining.
It worked really well for his trials on Whittle's Court last week. So it's worth a watch. And where is it? Oh, we've already mentioned there's double loot in the Nightfall, so there's no point in me linking a video to that because it's just go and check it out. Cheese Forever has got a converting prisms and shards into enhancement cores video for you if you are struggling with the amount of shards and enhancement cores that you're getting, because you can only stack, I think it's 10 of the golf balls and 25 of the shards, I believe. So he was showing you how to kind of...
I wish I had that problem.
Yeah, exactly. Converting them back. Drewski has got an effectiveness of unflinching mods and stacking them video. It's a bit inconclusive, but it's worth a watch because he compares hand cannons with like stacking the two mods, scout rifles, snipers, and auto rifles. So it's worth a watch. Cool Guy has a Raju's harness and Middle Tree Hunter, Middle Tree Arc Strider, Middle Tree Arc Strider, and he reckons it's a top tier PvP exotic build. So that's worth a watch. Okay, Froggy has an interesting video. There and back again, a Titan's Tail. Worth a watch. It's only 23 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, because that was the other thing this week. If it wasn't a Trials moan, it was a April Fool's joke on April Fool's Day, and I was like, oh, it's just why am I watching these? Because they're just...
I thought we agreed as a society to cancel April Fools. If Google can cancel April Fools, you can too. You just don't need it.
No, don't be a wuss.
Keep
it going.
No one wants your garbage. No.
Lies.
So,
nope.
If you are still struggling like us in Trials, True Vanguard has top 10 tips for winning in Trials, or winning rounds in Destiny 2. So that's worth a watch. And then MTash has a really cool build, which I saw when I was playing with ODST and AZ Plays this week in Trials. We just went in for a bit of fun, but we were getting destroyed. And one guy had this build, which is the... let me think about this. It's the Shinobu's Vows, that's it. So
there you go.
So this build has the Shinobu's Vows, which is the gauntlets for the hunter. And if you are throwing out your skip grenades, you get 2 skip grenades. And if you tag somebody with a skip grenade, it gives you energy back. And there's also a mod on the artifact that once you throw out an arc grenade, it'll give you an instant kind of jump in your recharge abilities. So this has been quite prevalent in Trials this weekend, and it's quite a good build for comp as well as Trials. And MTash shows you what and how devastating it can be and where to kind of position yourself on the Cauldron map this week for getting people tagged. Cheese Forever has a couple of videos on the Serif Serif Tower public event cheeses. One of them is quite funny. Getting vehicles to block the Cabal because some of them won't jump over the vehicles. So you can get the pikes and the interceptors from around the map and block off the road and then start up the tower on the EDZ, and they can't jump over it. Or you'll get the odd one or two that will jump over it. And he's got a public event cheese and then a faster public event cheese video that I'll link in the show notes. Then iBlue Air JGR has a 7th Serif VY7, if I'm saying that right, the SMG review, and goes over a build for that. Especially, I mean, as we've got these Master Nightfalls coming up, it's worth a watch. And Fallout Plays breaks down the celerity perk in great detail and goes over some of the perks that it doesn't show you on the gun. So that's worth a watch. That's a 12-minute video. And I found that highly entertaining. And that this week is your tips, tricks, guides, and builds, because I didn't want to bog you down with too much trial stuff.
But did you watch... I do want to give a quick shout just to Patrick Casey, who is back in the, aka Holtzman, who's back in the world of making videos again, who's been doing a number of just deep dive review videos on different weapons in Destiny. So it's nice. I really enjoy his deep dives. And of course, he put one out for the Edge Transit on April 1st. So go watch that one, if nothing else, because you really need a good refresher on the Edge Transit. And Ascent to Nomad's video, I really enjoyed his 10 tips in under 10 minutes to improve in Crucible, because it started out so well, and then his tip number 7 is just for respawn. He put it in there because it's just the best respawn tip you can give anybody. But really, number 8 is my absolute favorite for low reload stat guns. Run into enemy fire. Problem solved. If you're not having, you don't have to reload. You just die and come back. I put it in the Discord.
Okay.
But number 7 there, buddy. That's what that one's just for you.
All right.
I kind of forgot it was April 1st because I've been so busy at work these last couple of weeks. I don't know what day it is.
Right.
Just like everyone at Bungie. And I'm watching this video because it starts out the first 4 or 5 tips are sensible and useful. And then I'm going, wait a minute, this is taking a turn here about halfway through.
I tweaked. I was like, oh, why am I watching this one?
Yeah, I did the same thing because I've been watching Holtzman's review videos. I'm going right, Edge Transit, got it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anything published on the 1st, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, didn't even occur to me in the moment. As I was watching these, going, oh right, April 1st, you're trying to be funny. Ha, no.
There are quite a few leaks about what is coming up in Destiny. The one specific shotgun that was quite prevalent in D1, but we won't discuss it. We're not going to discuss it this week because there's only a couple of things to discuss.
The universal remote?
Because people want to be surprised by things.
We'll go with that.
Plan C coming back.
Favorite.
So, Hunter Master Race, would you do the outro for us?
As a matter of fact, I will. Thanks for listening to this Armageddon that is 2 Titans and a Hunter. You have been graced by the noble leader of the Hunter Master Race. No one respawns in real life. And my trusty sidekick Titans that still haven't figured out that flavored markers taste better than Crayola crayons. British Dad, aka Failed Respawn Nintendo Man, and the Pink Power Ranger himself, Parody. Feel free to stalk us via email at 2titansandahunter@hotmail.com, and that's spelled out, by the way. 2 is spelled out. Or on social media, which is the number 2 Titans_Hunter on Twitter, or even 2 Titans and a Hunter on Facebook and Instagram.
I'm angry,
everyone.
Sorry, I had to throw you off there. You were doing such a good job.
I still finished it.
Doing such a good job.
I said say deuces, everyone.
Bye.
Deuces.
Dun 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 dun.